though New Zealand has repealed its smoke-free laws, because the global tobacco endgame movement has gained so much traction, global tobacco endgame is not only feasible, it's also inevitable. My name is Yvette van der Eijk. I'm an assistant professor in the Swee School of Public Health in NUS. New Zealand recently announced that it's going to repeal all of these 3 smoke-free measures. So the first one was the smoke-free generation. Anyone born after 2008 would never be able to buy cigarettes legally in New Zealand. The second one was to remove nicotine from cigarette products to a level that wouldn't be addicting. And the third one was to restrict tobacco retailers so that it would be much, much harder to find places to buy cigarettes. And the main argument that they used was that so that they could continue to recover tobacco taxes. But actually this argument isn't really based on any decent evidence whatsoever. The costs that are incurred through the healthcare system by treating tobacco-related diseases and also lost productivity, these far outweigh whatever you gain in tobacco taxes. So even though New Zealand's repeal of the law is a huge setback for New Zealanders, I don't think it will affect the global tobacco endgame movement all that much. That's simply got too much momentum now. Right now, over 50 countries are part of a tobacco endgame, countries that have either got their own individual endgame targets or that are covered by regional ones, like in the European Union. If there's a country where such a law could work, it would be in Singapore. Singapore has a very low smoking prevalence of around 10%, which is very low by global standards. Singapore has a very strong anti-tobacco climate, and Singapore also tends to have a very pragmatic leadership. Most people, when they think of the smoke-free generation and where the idea came from, they will usually trace it back to New Zealand, but actually the idea initially came from Singapore. Back in around 2010, when there was a group of doctors and medical students in Singapore, their proposal was that anyone born in or after the year 2000 should never be able to buy cigarettes here in Singapore. It caught a lot of traction at a sort of ground-up advocacy level. And even though it was never actually implemented, I do think that this is a place where this idea could really work.